Who's in town?
Hey everyone, welcome back to Podcast The Sequel, where we discuss the good, the bad, and the continued. I'm Ryan.
I'm Marissa.
I'm Manira.
I'm Joseph.
And we are continuing our Star Wars adventure in May. And now we are doing episode 5.
Mm-hmm.
But before we can do that, we're talking about episode 4? We're not talking about episode 4.
Super brief summary. Like, if I've never heard Star Wars
Your elevator pitch.
at all, yeah, give me your, 2-second elevator pitch.
A boy, not yet a man.
Oh my God.
No, if you haven't seen episode 4, you should probably go do that because we're talking about it right now. And if you haven't seen it, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Is it?
Some droids come to Tatooine and his family's dead, and then he has to go on the run with some rebels to defeat the Death Star.
The Death Star.
And that's pretty much
Yeah.
that movie.
If you haven't
to
seen
be
that
honest.
movie and you want a brief, quick, funny synopsis, Family Guy.
Family Guy,
Yeah.
does a
Yeah.
good
I
job.
agree with that.
Yeah. Blue
Yeah.
Harvest.
Mm-hmm.
Mooney says no, but we say yes.
You're breaking my heart.
You're going down a path I cannot follow.
Thank you.
It's Obi-Wan, isn't he?
I'm upset.
You're with him.
Like you did on the boo.
I'll kill you.
You're with him.
Don't
Anyway,
make me kill
those
you.
are different movies. These are the ones that started it all. This is what
Yes.
got me into Star Wars. I love these movies. Minus one of them. I could
6?
do without one. Yeah.
We'll get into that.
For me, 6 is. But 5, if you recall, if you've been keeping up with us, I have this as my number 1 sequel
Mm-hmm.
that I think is probably one of the best sequels ever created. Now that we've gotten into that little introduction, start with some numbies.
Oh, Numbies? Hell yeah. $30 million budget, made $540 million in the box office, and a cinema score of an A+.
Damn.
Goddamn right
Is
it
this the
is.
highest rated Star Wars?
Yes. Yeah.
Cinema score wise. Okay.
I want to say
There's-
that it's like that through most people too. Like a lot of people, when they say what's your favorite Star Wars, I feel like a lot of people list this one.
Yes.
Or 5.
I thought this was always your favorite Star Wars until
It's the
we watched
I
episode
like 3 is personally my favorite, but 5 is the best Star Wars movie. Like
Crafted as a story
yes.
was.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of things that start coming into play.
Mm-hmm.
Someone else is taking the reins and directing this.
Yeah.
And taking it in a direction that they think it should go in,
Mm-hmm.
and adding more to the story,
Yes.
and building this world that we've been. Well, actually, no. At this point, it's only the second movie
Yeah.
released.
Mm-hmm.
This is why it's so
Building upon this
controversial.
world.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this is so
it's
controversial to
We
be
started
where
where we started. We can't take it back now. So fuck you guys. This is where we're at.
No, but it's just kind of this is why it's because some people are just oh no, you got to start with 4 and then do 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, and then onward.
I was gonna bring that up, that there are so many people that are like, this is the watch order.
Yeah.
And there's chronological. There's release date. And then even what's his nose? Not Dave Filoni, but the other guy who plays Star Killer.
Yeah, I know what
He's
you're talking about.
the
He
voice
voices Darth
actor,
Maul in
and
the
he's
Clone Wars,
gotten
yeah.
really involved in Star Wars after a long time.
Love his breakdowns of
Oh, dude.
the lore and all that stuff. He does a really good job breaking it down.
Yeah. Looking back, it was actually not who I wasn't talking about. Dave Filoni.
Mm-hmm.
I was actually speaking upon him,
Mm-hmm.
like correcting George, being like, "Hey, no, this is actually what would happen."
Yeah.
because that's what you said.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Fuck, you're right. My bad." He has an interesting watch order because he's like, you need to watch 1, 2, all of Clone Wars, and then you jump to 4,
Mm-hmm.
and then maybe 5, and then you jump to, or you do 3 and then 5 or something like that.
So you skip.
So that way you get involved with him and you start liking Anakin, only to find out that he was the one that, I forget what it is, don't quote me on it, but you can watch a lot of videos that he's discussed that on.
I always just think
That's
of,
interesting.
I think it's a comedian or somebody where they've said that the titles are all wrong for Star Wars, where it's Revenge of the Sith should have been episode 6 instead, or whatever. I forgot what order it is. I don't even know who said it. I just remember always seeing that pop up.
I remember hearing
think that
something
that's
about
funny.
that too, but I couldn't tell you who said it,
Yeah.
but that is funny.
Yeah, they switched the titles, it would have been so.
This is one of my favorites solely because, not solely, but on top of everything that we've said, there is no Tatooine.
Yeah. Yes.
Is this
No
the only
desert
one that has no
planet.
Tatooine?
You go to very vast planets, like so you're in Hoth.
Mm-hmm.
You have that nice.
Hoth is my favorite planet.
More
It's
like
one of
Kolth.
mine as well.
Mhm.
Seems like a nice place to live. And then you have Dagobah.
Mhm.
You
Yes.
have that going on, and then you have
Cloud City.
Cloud City.
Yep.
And then you meet more people.
Mm-hmm.
Cloud City reminds me of that one Mario Kart trail where they're in the clouds, and I forgot what it's called.
I got you.
Cool story, Hansel.
I was saying it, I was
Yeah.
like, I don't even know what
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
called right now. I think it's Sky City or something, or Sky something.
Cloud Top Cruise?
No, it was.
That's the name of the
it was
track.
pictured. It was pictured. I thought.
Super
Never
funny.
mind. It doesn't matter. It doesn't
Oh,
matter.
yeah.
Sky Garden.
Sky Garden.
There you
Thank
go.
you.
Sky Garden, if you know it, look it up. Google that
That's
shit.
just
right
what it.
now.
Sorry, that's just what it makes me think of. Like instead of like you're on the Mario Kart, you're just on the Millennium Falcon.
Just
Yeah.
going through.
Just shooting out
pod
shells
racing.
and
Should have
stuff.
made that. That would have been a good game.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
It probably exists somewhere.
It probably does. There's mods.
AI
There's mods,
probably
yeah.
did
Hundreds of
something.
mods.
You know, I was
A
like,
mod probably.
AI did it. AI's done everything.
Or if not, we can use AI to make it.
Very true.
That's true.
So with this story, we learned some valuable information.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
How do we feel about said information that we find out?
The revelation of
Of Darth Vader being Anakin Skywalker. Uso tu papá. Y tu mamá también.
I feel like
Scary movie.
for me, it didn't really impact. I don't know even what you're talking about.
And your mother too.
It's a movie with
Diego Luna.
Diego Luna, yeah. It's like one of his
So
that's what he's known
pretty.
for. Is Y tu mamá también.
Mhm.
You can look it up later.
It doesn't matter.
I feel like so many people have mentioned this to me, but it just doesn't register in my head. He's just pretty to look at.
He's adorable.
I feel like for me, watching this movie and knowing that Darth Vader is Anakin Skywalker, it didn't really impact me as much as probably people who've watched it for the very first time, because I basically already knew. I feel like it was just
Because you said you started with 1.
no.
You started with 3.
3.
Yeah, we went 3,
That's
4,
right.
5, 6.
3, 4.
Yeah.
But even before I watched 3, 4, 5, 6, I already knew. I mean, whenever I grew up, I pretty much know who Darth Vader is.
Isn't Vader in German father?
Yes.
Yes.
So there you go.
Yeah, yeah. That is the thing,
The
yeah.
Dark
And there you go.
Father.
Yeah.
Dark Daddy.
Dark Daddy.
Yeah,
I mean, yes. He's Pedro.
I'm your cool slutty daddy. But I feel like it just didn't have an impact on me.
Because there's definitely, like, I think that it's really...
It's lackluster. Especially knowing what you know when you go watch it.
Yeah.
It wasn't as big as I think, and I think that's something I was going to bring up, I guess, when we cover 6. But like my biggest like overall, and it's like it's a huge topic question, but like, why do we feel like Star Wars like hits so many people like so hard? Because it's obviously like we expressed when we first started going down this path of like it's obviously got like merchandising and then like characters and then like you've got other like storylines and then like it's a whole universe type of thing. So like why do we feel like Star Wars like as a whole like affects so many people this deeply? Like obviously like at that point in time like it's as big a revelation as like finding out that like Norman Bates is pretending to be his mom. Like this is one of the top 10 like things that people were like, oh my god, we're so shocked, we had no idea. But for us, like I don't know about you guys, but like I know for me, I already knew going in that it was his dad. So like for me, it's not. I'm with Mooney. It's not a big of a shock to me.
So for like me, I watched them in a different order, or I
Yeah.
grew up in a different time. Not even like that much farther from you, obviously, but like for me, it was like, oh shit. I grew up with the original 3 trilogy of like 4, 5, 6.
Same.
So I only have that reference of like this guy is the bad guy. No, all the things you've heard about me, it's not true. I'm actually this person. It's like, no, it's impossible, and all that, and you know. So it's for me. I was like, oh shit. That's why I brought up like watching it in a specific order can really determine how much you really like this series or not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if you watch it in chronological order, like you know
You
what's
already
coming
know.
from a mile away.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, oh, he's that guy. Oh, I've seen pictures of. Oh, now, yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I am your father. But there's also another thing too, because then it's like there's not only one. Because at this point, you don't know that Luke and Leia are related.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's true.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Well,
So,
if
no,
you
there
watch
is
it from 4,
another.
5, and 6, you don't know they're related.
Yes.
Yeah. Because
Exactly.
3 like completely kills all of that. Where you're just like, oh, okay, so now we know that they're related. Now we know that it's father and mother and all this stuff. Like people die, and then he turns. Like
The family.
3 is like the ultimate like catalyst for like everything.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why, in my opinion, too. Like now that we're going back and rewatching all this stuff, I almost feel like, depending on what kind of movie experience you want, it's almost better to start with 4, 5, and 6.
Because that's where all like the what is it called, the curveballs that get thrown your
Yeah,
way,
like all
or
the
plot
big
twists
plot
and
twi- yeah,
everything.
like plot points get
That's
thrown
what
in
you get
there.
the most plot twists if you go in that direction. But if you go in a chronological order, it's just mapped out for
It's
you.
just a storyline. Yeah.
I guess to each their own.
Yeah, because the first time hearing Yoda, be like, there is another, and you're just like, what the fuck is he
And you're
talking
like,
about?
what does that
Like,
mean? There's
who's
Yeah.
the other, yeah.
And then
Yeah,
you
you're
know
like,
that there
oh.
is
Yeah.
like a sibling, but you don't think
Yeah,
like it
it's
could
her,
be.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a girl and it's her.
Which is why I feel
They
like
made out.
I'm glad that they released it the way that they did. But I kind of feel like, going back, I feel like it was kind of dumb for George Lucas to be like, oh, well, the way I released it this way because like technological advances. I was like, he should have just like released it and just been like, well, I wanted you guys to get like, you know, this huge story that like, you know, like there's twists and like there's, you know, things that like, you know, you find out later, and then like you can develop, you know, like the prequels and everything like that, if you want to call them that now, the prequels, so that you can get like the backstory. So if you're interested in something like history and like how things came to be, like, yeah, we'll have that eventually for you. But like if you want that true like shock story, like it's something so, you know, different. Like space has always been obviously a huge thing for like movies, TV, because it's something that's very unknown. It's something that like people want to explore, at least like the reasoning, what's out there, who's out there. So I feel like that's why like it's kind of always been huge for like, especially for kids, for young boys. There's toys, you get swords, you know, it's basically like we're evolving the like Knights of the Round Table, but now it's
Sabers,
in space.
thank you.
Whatever. You know what I mean?
Laser swords.
But I mean, like, that's what I feel like that's what it is. We're just evolving with the times of like, well, instead of having these like metal, you know, things, now we have like cool sabers, and, you know, you can slice you in half without spilling blood and guts, which saves a lot of money.
It's known to chop hands off.
Yeah, well, that and to keep things rated a certain way as well.
Yeah.
Because also, like, the ratings were changing. That's why, like, Star Wars, Jaws, Indiana Jones, these like movies that'll wreck your childhood in one way or another are all rated PG. Because it's just like, hey, you're a parent, you let them watch it or don't, maybe.
Poltergeist, man.
Poltergeist PG, but that's like...
Which is
Really?
wild.
Yes.
That's always the one that I'm like, that's wild.
PG.
Yeah, that's
the only thing that I
wild.
can really think of that really fucked me up was the clown in Poltergeist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody really.
That's a big deal.
I don't think anybody dies in.
No one dies in
Poltergeist.
Poltergeist.
Yeah, same thing with Gremlins. Somebody dies. Just kidding.
Plenty of people dying.
Well, yeah.
Spoilers. Well, no, because I always thought growing up, because I saw Gremlins at a really young age, and then I hadn't seen it, and then I like saw it again. I was like, I feel like Gremlins nobody dies, but then
The lady in
That is
the chair, the stair chair.
yeah, she dies. And then I want to say there's one other one, but
Well, I mean, that's the other thing too. Like if you watch the second one, in the first one, people probably definitely died because a gremlin runs a plow through their house. But then they're just there in the second one.
They're just
like, they just probably got in another room and they were fine. But that's Gremlins.
oh my god, is that a plow?
That's Gremlins.
And I was like, is that a plow in our living room?
Yeah. But also that and like the story of like her dad dying on Christmas is wild.
Oh, it's
too.
so dark.
That's
Sorry.
such a fucking
has
dark-
nothing to do with Star
Yeah.
Wars, though. I was like, sorry,
Star Wars.
tangent. Yeah, I was like, Star Wars.
I like this one too because it's definitely a tone change.
Yes.
There's a tonal change that happens and it ends on such a fucking downer. And I'm like, damn, the bad guys kind
They
of
won.
this one.
Yeah, they won this round.
And there's that tug of war of balance that's always happening that we've talked about before in Star Wars.
And you leave off with like Luke feeling like confused, betrayed, not like he's calling out to Obi-Wan, but now he knows that Obi-Wan and Yoda were hiding this information from him, and like we get like a
Betrayed.
vulnerable instead of like the whiny Luke we get in 4, we get like this beaten fucking like just devastated at Luke, and it's like it's a lot different from what we get in the first one. The first one's just like this sci-fi adventure, where this one is just like, no, bad guys are about to win this shit, and you're just like, holy crap, man. The shit that happens to Han, we get Boba Fett, like this whole movie's based around the Empire striking back, so like that's literally what happens.
This is our first introduction into Boba Fett, right? We know Django.
Well, beforehand, he showed up in a cartoon version, the Christmas special. That was the first time anybody saw Boba Fett in a cartoon sketch, and then they made it live action for Empire Strikes Back.
So yes, technically speaking, chronologically, no. Release order, yes.
Okay.
Sort of.
I really do like Boba Fett. I think he might be my one of my favorite characters. In Star Wars.
I was like,
I don't need to.
Really?
Which is funny because like I remember feeling that way too. Like, dude, Boba Fett's sick because he's got like a jetpack. He's a bounty hunter.
He's
got,
my
like,
favorite
armor.
character to play.
You just like jetpacks.
I fucking love jetpacks.
Like
Slave 1 is sick as fuck.
Sick.
Well, now it's no longer known as Slave 1.
We know.
Now, right?
What?
Oh no, they changed it.
Yeah.
What?
They changed it for the Boba Fett TV show.
Disney changed it.
What's it now?
Why?
Because
the name.
What's wrong with the name?
Ask the mouse.
Oh, excuse me, Mr. Mouse.
Oh, we were never racist.
Boba Fett's Starship.
That's what it's called now.
That's on the license plate. Boba Fett's Starship.
That's a big title. That's a lot of paint.
That's a bunch of horse shit. That's more than 7 characters.
I'd rather remember my Boba from 5 and 6.
Like a license plate.
Than the terrible show that came out.
Yeah.
I did not like the show. I mean, I hate to bring it up because it's not like in this film that we're talking about, but I just, of all the Star Wars shows that I've seen so far, that one was my absolute least favorite.
It's such an easy
Yeah,
concept to do.
I was not into it.
They still fucked it up. Like, how do
I
you
was
mess
not
that
into
up?
it.
Yeah.
I liked Mandalorian better. I liked Obi-Wan better.
Mandalorian felt like a Star Wars.
Yeah.
But I feel like it fell through the cracks.
Especially those first 2 seasons, like Favreau hit that Star Wars note, and then 3 became whatever it is.
I didn't mind Ahsoka.
Yeah, but yeah.
I didn't see that one, but I heard good things.
Yeah.
But I do love Boba Fett. I think definitely top 3 favorite characters. Favorite character in Star Wars realm.
Number 1 is Ewok.
No.
Just any of the Ewoks. Just any of the Ewoks.
Wicket.
Wicket.
Wicket is best Ewok, and everyone knows that.
They just always like that face. I know we'll get there, but like,
there's something about Boba Fett that's just cool to me.
Yeah,
there's
super
something
cool.
about him. Yeah,
like everything, like the look.
Everything about him.
It's the perfect toy, for sure. Yeah. Marketed beautifully.
Also, my favorite character to play as in any Star Wars game is always Boba Fett.
And then you get to 6, and you're like, "Oh damn, dude!"
Yeah, I get to 6 and knit.
Yeah.
Meh.
Yeah.
And this is one we're introduced to one of your favorite characters.
Oh my god.
Absolutely.
The coolest man in
the
the
coolest
galaxy.
man in the galaxy, the man, the myth, the legend, the Sabat champion, Lando Calrissian.
No.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying no.
No, I'm saying yes.
The name.
Whatever you're saying. No, yes.
The name is a no.
What about Lando appeals to you? Because I never saw the appeal of Lando. I know he's the coolest guy in the galaxy, but
he's suave. He's cool. He's got a cape. He's
capes.
He's the only other like representation at this point of a person of color in this whole entire galaxy at this point in time.
Yeah.
And he runs his own planet basically. Like he's the president champion. Like,
yeah, he's like
something.
Yeah.
Like
He was like the mayor.
I got you.
I'm essentially he's
Yeah,
Harvey.
like
He's Harvey
mayor.
Dent of.
From Batman '89.
I was like, I thought he was the mayor.
Yeah. Drinking an ice cold Colt 45.
Colt 45,
and
yeah.
smoking cool cigarettes.
Mm-hmm.
Lando Calrissian.
Too.
We were trying to like look it up, but
Oh, what he is.
I can't read
would
fast
say like
enough.
mayor, president, something. He runs the
Yeah,
whole thing.
he
He
runs-
swindled his way into that
Exactly,
position.
I feel like it's not mayor though. I want to say
No,
he's
but
just, like,
he's in charge.
general
Like
something or-
he's top dog of wherever they're at. He's the guy.
and he's
Yeah.
been able to like avoid any Empire dictatorship coming his way up until the events that.
Because that's how smooth he is.
But he's like, I'm gonna do what I can to make sure my people are safe, and I want to protect my friends as well. So if I have to pretend like I'm not friends with them and I gave them up, I will do that.
Shitty.
It's pretty shitty, but
pretty
like
shitty.
he played it well, because then he came out roses in this movie. I'll say that.
I like that he's like into Leia.
Well, yeah, because it's Han. Because they have a pre-existing relationship.
Oh yeah, which we see
So
in
it's like, oh yo,
Solo. Which we see in.
we can't talk about that.
See, that was the one that made me like Lando. That's when I was like, okay.
Such a forgettable movie. I would have been like, didn't even know he was in the movie.
Yeah.
The major part.
No, he's a big.
That was the best part of the movie.
Childish Gambino.
I don't remember that movie. That's
how
whole
he gets the
thing.
Millennium Falcon. That's the whole.
I know that's how he gets the Millennium Falcon.
He's the best
but I
part.
don't remember the movie.
Beautiful casting. I would say
yeah.
too. Yeah.
Mhm.
You learn how he wins the Millennium Falcon in the card game. Lando Calrissian, coolest man in the galaxy. I stand by my statement. I know my truth.
He gives me a very like. What's the name of damn it. Daniel Craig plays him in a movie. He's like
James Bond.
Yeah, he reminds me. He's like
I was like, where?
Where are you going with this?
like the
I was like, Foghorn Leghorn, or
No, he's like the James Bond of the Star Wars, like the cool guy that James Bond has.
Yeah, he's like, I'm smooth, I'm cool.
Mr. Suave.
Yeah, that's his whole thing. That's his whole demeanor. Is I'm this guy.
Chewie almost killed
kind
him.
of there.
Chewie, I had to do what I had to do.
Yeah, I love that scene, dude.
I also love another character that's very deep rooted in Star Wars that holds, I want to say, the entire trilogy together. And that's the guy that runs through the corridor with the ice cream machine.
Damn
I
it.
was
I know
like, where is this going?
I love that so much because it's the whole fan base latched on to a very specific character that's in the movie for about 2 seconds.
2 seconds, dude.
I'm just like,
And it's
that's
always
an ice cream machine.
Yeah, I was like, it's always in every single, like, we've been to Star Wars night, we've been to like a bunch of stuff where there's always at least like one or two people.
Every Star Wars
like
convention, there is a group of them that will all meet up, and they're all part of like a clan. Like, because there's like the Mandalorian people, they all like make their own custom armor and shit, and it looks cool. But then there's a group of people that have their own community where they all cosplay as that one one guy leaving with the safe, the ice cream machine.
I used to see so many profile pictures like on Twitter for like Star Wars, like the community that they would just have that specific shot from that movie as their
75 of them just like they all have the ice cream machine. So funny. I love that. That's one thing from the Star Wars fan base that I could be like, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, something like that. I'm like,
I love that.
Yeah.
But when you start arguing about like what should and shouldn't be, like,
that's the most
get the fuck out of here.
Based on movies, probably in my opinion.
I have a question, once again, overlooming question of
please do.
Just very base, general, vague. Do we feel so at this point, like moving forward, right? Like we have, we're talking about five. Sorry about that. 5. Get choked up. Obviously, like we still have 6, and then you flash forward like 10 years, and then we end up getting like 7, 8, 9, whatever it is, and then obviously we have the spin-off shows and everything. Do you feel at this point? This is a 2-part question. Do you feel at this point in time, 2025? Do we feel like Star Wars might be a little overplayed and overrated, or do we feel like Star Wars could be overplayed and overrated in the future, depending on how much Disney tries to just bring out of it?
Joseph?
I just have that question. I know it's like a kind of
I know that we both agree on this as a topic.
It could be done right, but the way it's going, like if Dave Filoni does take over and he does what he wants to do, his vision, which is very on cue and hand to hand with George's, I do think they could fix the ship and go in a different direction that would make everybody happy. But if we continue down the road that it has been with Kathleen Kennedy in charge, it's just going to keep doing the milking and just keep giving us like, well, it's Star Wars, it's on the title, and here you go. There's the good way, like Andor, I've heard great things. I'm like, I want more of that. Mando season 1 and 2, I want more of that. Ahsoka season 1, I want more of that. There's the right way to do it, and there's ones like The Acolyte that just shits on everything that we have known for like as a Star Wars fan all our lives. So like, there's things that they could do right, but I'm concerned. I'm concerned about the franchise. I've been concerned for a hot minute. that I used to, anytime Star Wars would pop up, I would just like get hyped. Now I'm kind of just like, what now? Like, what direction are you taking this to? What money grabbing bullshit are you going to give us that it's not going to help the franchise? It's not going to advance the franchise. You're just milking it for whatever needs you need, which is money, basically. But I do have faith. I think Filoni could make things better. I'm kind of worried about that Mandalorian movie, but I guess we'll see it when it comes out.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I feel like we've been talking about it for a while, too, that, like, there is very much a thing that's, like, Star Wars burnout at the moment. Because they came out with so many so quick, so fast.
Yeah.
And you're like, I don't need this right now.
Yeah.
Like, I want something set, if I'm going on my personal basis, that, like, something should take place in the Star Wars universe that is completely separate from everything.
Yeah.
Where it's not 1 degree separation of Luke and Leia and all that.
Doesn't need to be part of the Skywalker saga. It's not called the Skywalker saga. It's called Star Wars. So you can take that in any avenue you want to go to, but somehow they find a way to still connect it
because
back
that if you don't, they feel that people are going to be like, well, I don't know, I don't want to. I need. Well, what about the Force and blah blah blah? And it's like, it doesn't need to be.
Yeah, how come I want to know? Luke and Leia had neighbors.
Show me the underworld that you were gonna do.
Yeah, take me back to Coruscant. Show me
More
that
of,
whole
like,
shit that's going down there. Show me more bounty hunters. And
Crimson Dawn, whatever they're. Show me more of the Hutts. Show me more of whatever.
Give me a TV show about the Ewoks.
Yeah,
I'll watch that.
They did.
They did. Yeah.
They did.
Yeah.
Dude, you could do a whole series or a movie based off the Old Republic.
Yeah,
and based off all like. There's stuff happening.
Other
Oh my
people
god! Can you
existed
imagine
in
like
this whole thing?
a hardcore political drama about the Senate and all the
Yeah, there's avenues to go on. They just are like got to connect the back.
It's the West Wing, but it's Star Wars.
Yeah.
I always said, like, one of my big pitches, like, I was like, I think this would really work, would be a sci-fi movie, right? That's like you can call it whatever you want. Like, there's an inciting incident. Let's say it's like a heist movie, and they got to do this one thing, and they got to steal this thing, and blah 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 blah. And then at the very end, the plot twist is that it takes place in the Star Wars universe.
Oh, like Alien, Prometheus? No.
Well, Prometheus from the get-go, that was their sort of marketing plan.
Was it Prometheus? Yeah, it was Prometheus, right? Like, because the entire time you're like, oh, it's a space movie, and then at the very end, like, a xenomorph pops out.
Yeah, because
like,
they kind of marketed it as like, no, it's something different.
Yeah,
that was his way of bringing it back around.
But I like that, like, then it ties in, but it's like you're not necessarily. I would want it to not have like a sequel. I would want it just to be like, okay, space movie, insert X, Y, and Z. Maybe have like some stuff that's like somewhat similar to like the clothing or like the areas or like, you know, the directing choices, I guess. But then all of a sudden, like at the very end, you're just kind of like, what's that you got up there? And then it's just like an old dusty lightsaber or something. And then you're like, oh shit, okay. Like something that's like not super directing of like, I got it from my buddy Luke Skywalker.
Don't give it away immediately, but have it be sort of like like Firefly-esque.
It's just canon.
It's
yeah,
or whatever.
Especially in Star Wars, like sometimes less is more. Sometimes the imagination can just go in its own way. Like you see a lightsaber and you're kind of like, oh fuck, like don't need to know who it is, but that's kind of cool that takes place in that universe without us really without you shoving it in our face. So like, haha, Jedi, look at this.
Make an Outlaws movie.
Yeah, like
I think like one thing that
like Star Wars out do something good with that
sick.
property.
Yeah,
that would be fucking sick.
Like one Star Wars movie, I would actually be interested to see if they do a movie, TV show, whatever it is. I would actually like to know more about the idea of like what the Force is and like everything behind it, completely separated from the Skywalkers.
Yeah. No, but seriously though,
yeah. In my head, I was thinking of something else.
All of them. You're still right.
But like something separate from everything. But like, give me like, I don't know, like a prequel before all the prequels.
Well, that's what the Akio was supposed to be.
Yeah.
Well, that was stupid.
Yeah.
But
that's what they told us it was going to be, and that's why all of us were kind of interested because like you're going to show us the beginning of the Jedi and the Sith.
That would be cool.
Not what it was though.
Yeah.
Acolyte sounds like a breakfast cereal.
Yeah. A healthy bowl of Acolyte. Part
Have
of this balanced breakfast.
And it's just 2 pieces of toast, a glass of milk, and a glass of orange
Blue
juice.
milk.
Yeah.
Just right there.
That's what it always was.
More milk.
Blue milk. That's fucking good.
Buy it next to your blue milk today.
Yeah.
By Kroger. I feel like I've never stated that I was like, oh, I'm so into Star Wars. I'm a huge Star Wars fan. Star Wars. And like, I'm never like lining up first to like any Star Wars conventions or things or anything like that. I've never like claimed that I've been a huge Star Wars fan, but I've also never claimed that I'm like, fuck Star Wars, this shit's dumb. Like I've never been, you know, one way or the other spectrum wise. So I'm just like, that's why I'm asking these questions, because I'm just like, I'm kind of in the middle. Like Star Wars is fine. I'm not like overly involved in it. I'm not overly excited about it. I'm just kind of in the middle of just like, it's another story. So like, but I also see, that's why I'm asking for people who really love it. Obviously people who hate it are like very against it, but
Trekkies.
See, and I grew up, my dad watched Star Trek. So I'm not saying that I'm a Trekkie either. I just like space.
Yeah, I fall into that category of like, I can appreciate both, but I prefer one just because it has more of the things that I would want.
Well, yeah, and that's totally fine. I think just like, I'm thinking too, like in terms of now, like that's why I've asked that question of like, do you feel like there's some sort of like, it's overrated, it's burnt out, it's overused? Because like, I think it's super cool, the idea of like going into Disneyland and having like the Star Wars land. I think that that's super awesome to be, because obviously we're not going, Tatooine isn't real, you can't go there, but like to feel like you could be immersed in it and have like droids walking, or not droids walking around, but like stormtroopers walking around, droids moving around, and then like see a replica of like the Millennium Falcon. Like that's super cool, and I love that idea for people who are truly into Star Wars, so they can live the Star Wars,
nerd out.
Yeah, and they can geek out and throw their dice and do whatever they do. But I mean, at this point, I feel like Disney is kind of being a little bit lazy with the property. Like that land only has 2 rides. The 2 rides are kind of whatever, in my opinion.
One is definitely whatever. One is great, but is ruined with everyone who's like, I gotta get to this ride, and it's now an hour and a half minimum.
Yeah.
Wait.
And I just feel like there's more potential somehow there. Like I like that they make it immersive, where they're just like, they have like British Rey walking around and doing her whatever shit that she's done.
They could do way more with that area.
They could do so much. Yeah, they could do a lot with it. You know, like fair, the food is fun. It's cool. It's interesting. But I mean, like in terms of like now I feel like as an adult where I'm at and where I was introduced with Star Wars, I feel like I've seen more in the Disney clutches versus not.
It's very much a cash grab for Disney.
Yeah, like which like great cash grab.
Well, technically, you've only had 3 movies
that aren't Disney, right?
That are Disney.
It's just 7, 8, 9.
The
7,
rest,
8, 9.
Yes, and then most of the shows.
All the shows, I think, except for Clone Wars.
Yes.
Or Disney.
Yes.
Who did Clone Wars?
Clone Wars was.
I feel like I saw.
I think it was still like, Fox.
I was like, Fox. I feel like I saw it on like
it was on
Cartoon Network.
It was on Cartoon Network.
Yeah. But like as far as who was like.
Oh my God, Cartoon Network's dead now, huh?
Yeah.
Sorry, I just had a revelation.
Wait, what?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, officially shut down.
It officially shut
last
down.
year.
I totally forgot about that. Yeah, see, I totally forgot about
what
that.
What the fuck?
Oh, you're welcome.
The network or like just
the network?
The whole network.
The whole network is
the
dead
whole
now.
thing.
Yeah, Cartoon Network no longer exists.
No more.
Adult Swim still around.
How?
I don't know. It's still on.
What does that mean?
It's on
now
Max.
We're adults.
Yeah. Adult Swim is just specifically on Max. So like Smiling Friends, all those shows will just be going straight to Max.
But Cartoon Network is
no
longer a channel if you have cable TV.
Yeah, because I want to say in a few years cable TV is gonna.
Yeah, I grew up with Cartoon Network, so.
As did I.
Yeah.
Hanna-Barbera and stuff, specifically Johnny Quest and all that. So.
Space Coast, Coast to Coast.
Coast to Coast. But to get more to your point about Star Wars, yeah, I do feel like they're killing it.
Slow, painful death.
And someone else should probably step up. And I feel like they are in the process of working that out.
Yeah, Kathleen Kennedy's retiring.
Yes.
I think it's between Favreau and Filoni to take over, but I hope it's Filoni.
Filoni, yeah. So that Favreau can do other things.
Yeah, so Favreau.
He can still have his inputs and everything.
Like Mando's all his. Like that's and he could branch out.
I liked Mando.
And there's a reason that Mando.
But I hated Lion King.
That's a great point.
Yeah, as did I. I was not.
That's a great point.
You know? It's literally just shot for shot.
Yeah.
Like, I would have loved to see them like either do like voiceover or like kind of like what's that movie? An Incredible Journey. Incredible Journey.
Homeward Bound.
Homeward Bound. A Homeward Bound, Incredible Journey. There you go. Where they're not moving their mouths, but like they have like the voiceovers.
Their inner monologue.
Yeah, like instead of just like them being like.
That's why I like
give the pit bull more peanut butter.
I like the Jungle Book live action. I think they did a good job of not making the animals corny because you don't see them move their mouths.
Yeah, that's why I was like, I like that idea.
That was Favreau.
See?
Oh, see, then why couldn't he just come on, John? Yeah. Let's get us together.
Make me.
I mean, I love
John.
you, but like,
What?
Famous grilled cheese from Chef.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I was like, just give me Lion King.
I was like, I can make you so many things from Chef.
Oh, it's so good.
Oh yeah, give me Swingers Lion King.
Vince Vaughn is Rafiki. I'm in.
The monkey's uncle.
Oh my god, I love it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm up for grabs at this point, but I also feel too that like, you know me, where I've told you this a million times. Like if someone tries to force something on me too much, like in terms of like TVs or movies, like because I have a lot of friends outside of obviously us that we always talk movies and like movies and TV, and they're like, oh, you know what you should see? You should see this show, this movie, this blah 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 blah. And like as much as I greatly appreciate all and any recommendations, like if you force it on me too much, I'm more willing to be like, no, I can't do it. No, thank you. Like anime got like shoved down my throat in high school. So anytime somebody's like anime, I'm like, I can't. Like I'm sure it's great. I'm sure it's good, but I just can't. So like Star Wars is kind of getting to that level with me where it's just like so many people are like, oh, Star Wars, oh my God, like we should go do this. Or I'm just kind of like, just let me figure it out on my own. I just want to do it on my own. Because then I'll appreciate it more.
Yeah. Well, and that goes along with them coming out with the one season of this show came out. Mm-hmm. Another season of another one came out. And then they went back to season 2.
Yeah.
And then 3 other shows came out at the same time. And I was like, I can't keep up with all this shit.
It's too much.
And every time there's a new show, she always laughs because I'm like, all right, fuck it up. And then just turn it on. I'm like, and we just go on the journey. And I'm like, yeah, they fucked it up by episode 2. I'm like,
I felt like it was the same thing was happening like with Avengers. Like I at the Marvel universe, I was just like, I give up.
Yeah, I think at this point, the only thing I would really be like actually excited for if they were like, hey, Star Wars, we're doing this, is if they decided to do like a Qui-Gon movie or something. Yeah, like because my biggest connection to Star Wars is 1, 2, and 3 because that was when I was more like child-esque, and that's when it would have hit me, I guess. Because Star Wars now, I'm just kind of like, okay, like I've seen 4 and 5, or 4, 5, and 6 like a bazillion times. I've seen it parodied. I've seen all of the things. So like at this point, I don't know. Like I want to see like more characters from other things, or like like the Hutts. I think that might be an interesting.
Yeah, branch out, man. You have the materials.
Yeah.
Paint us something nice.
A show about Alderaan before it blows up. I don't know.
Something, you know, like even that is like, you can do all these things and then they still want to be like, well, how can we fuck it up though? How do we make it like today?
Yeah.
And they'll still make $1 billion off of us.
Yeah, just because we slapped
we
that fucking Star Wars shit all over.
Stop giving Disney your money.
As you were Disney merch.
Or give it to where it should be given. Give it to be where it should be given. Yeah. I think. Like if it's good, continue watching it. If it's not, don't.
Yeah.
Don't just like, oh well, maybe.
What about this? It's like, if you're gonna do it right, yeah. Like that's what I think. Like that's why I want to get into Andor, because I feel like they did something totally different. It still takes place, obviously, in the Star Wars universe. There's obviously the Death Star's being built and all that shit, but it doesn't have like the main characters or the main players.
Yeah.
I don't need that little like wrinkle of like there's the young Han Solo. And it's like I don't care. Let me see these guys' story. And let's get to where they need to go. And it could be based all around the Star Wars shit. Like, you don't need to always have this little moment where it's like, oh, you're from the prequels.
Yeah.
At this point, I'm just feeling like at some point, like, Marvel and Star Wars are getting mixed together.
Yeah, especially now that Marvel
they're going in a billion directions, but still connecting it back. And they're still doing, like, at this point, I'm like...
I think Marvel kind of realized that because they just came out recently being like, we're not going to release that many shows anymore. We'll do like 2 movies, 1 show for a year, and that's it. Instead of like 5 shows, 2 movies.
Well, She-Hulk, what the fuck are you doing, man? What is happening?
Who asked for that? Anybody asked for that?
Who asked for those images in my head now?
I mean,
now they're in my head too.
You're welcome.
That was.
Well, I heard like certain movies, like Thunderbolts. I heard was really good.
I heard that was good.
Like I heard that was good. I've never seen anything. I didn't even see the first one that they did with them, that whole group.
Oh, the
spin-off.
Bucky movie.
Bucky.
Was it
Not
Bucky?
Bucky.
I don't think it was Bucky.
There was a movie before that.
It was with
where they introduced Florence Pugh's character.
Yeah,
That was Black Widow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I didn't even see that.
No, I didn't either.
They
But I
introduced
mean-
all of them in Black Widow.
No, that's Black Widow's family.
That's her family.
Yeah.
Where they introduce
No, some of these characters in Thunderbolts aren't from Black Widow. They're from other. That's the
They're
thing. They
probably-
have
like
a,
Bucky is in it. He's
Bucky,
on like
yeah.
the team
He's
or
the
whatever.
new
but
Avengers. Or
yeah,
whatever
Yeah.
the hell they call themselves.
they're like anti. Yeah, they're like Suicide Squad.
like Suicide
but-
Squad, basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Thunderbolts was good because like that's what we want. Just less is more sometimes. You don't got to be like you have to watch this show to watch that show to get to this movie to get to this other movie, and it's just like I don't have the time
Yeah.
to commit all this time to watch a show that I'm gonna get bored by episode 3, and then I have to watch it because the final episode connects to this fucking movie, and if you don't watch that movie, you can't. It's like no, man, like
Yeah.
That was Ryan's biggest thing with the Marvel movies, just to.
No, yeah.
Cap
That's
it, but,
100%
like,
right.
So I mean, I feel like I don't know. I like that there's a Star
I have
Wars
a personal life.
Yeah.
I have shit
Well,
I'm
like,
doing.
I like that there's like a universe where there's like multiple things to discover, talk about, visit, do the whole bit. But like, yeah, I don't want to have to watch like Andor, Ahsoka, Obi-Wan, all these things just to get one puzzle piece that's going to be in the next
Yeah.
movie that's going to have 7 sequels so that I can go to Disneyland and understand that the place that I'm in so I can buy the merch for the cute cat toy.
the cute cat.
It all goes back to the cats.
And that's the problem with Ahsoka. Like, I'm shocked you liked it because all the stuff I had to explain from Clone Wars to Rebels to then finally Ahsoka. Like, when Ezra pops up, you're like, what the fuck is this? And I'm like, you gotta...
Well, hold
Yeah,
on.
like,
now.
hold on.
Hang on, pause
it.
and-
Started here, it goes down. It's like it's a
the
whole
map?
thing. Yeah, just like starts here. fucking
Red
down here.
yarn
Yeah,
to
just
ends
He has a
everywhere. Yeah,
conspiracy
whole
theory
board.
board
the
about
cat
Star Wars.
picture in the middle
In the middle, just circle.
The cat.
It all comes
Circle
back
like this. Like,
to the cat. I like that the most about like I liked Kenobi because or Obi-Wan, I guess it's not Kenobi the show, but
Yeah.
Obi-Wan because it touched on the things that they talked about in Jedi Fallen Order and Survivor.
yeah.
And like the aftermath of Order 66. I liked that
Yeah.
because there's like a team of people that are hunting down Jedis.
We kind of just went on like a huge Star Wars.
We did the thing that we were
I have a question.
said
No,
we
I
would
know.
never
oh,
do.
I was gonna say if you have.
No. About episode 5.
Oh, okay,
Um,
cool. Yeah, I was like taking it back.
Because
Right
I've
back.
always argued with Joseph about it. But I want to hear other people's thoughts. Not like argue, but like,
And
It's
outside-
a firm discussion.
yes.
You're wrong.
That's what it is. Yeah.
Oh,
Probably
I'm so
not.
I'm so excited for this question because
There's
I
no
don't want to be on
debate. It's just like
Joseph's side.
that.
Probably. I
And then
think
she's just like, why?
he already knows
I
don't
what I'm
even-
gonna ask.
no, I don't. I really
you
don't.
will
Oh,
as
I'm
soon as I
excited.
ask
Okay.
this. I think the cringiest line in all of Star Wars
How dare you.
comes in this movie.
Oh,
I hate
I'm so ready.
the Leia and Han like a proclamation of love to each other. I hate that scene. I don't know. It's not as bad as Padme and
got you, I got you.
Anakin,
Yeah, you did.
but
I'm ready.
I hate like I cringe every time we go to Disneyland or anywhere and it's like I love you. I know matching. Do you have one?
I literally on our front door, I have a magnet,
Yeah.
and it just says, "I know."
I think it's cringy.
This is rage bait from you because I'm enraged
So-
right now. That you're
Well,
bringing this
well,
up. I'm
I'm,
like,
I'm so excited. I know I'm
To
ready.
me
I'm excited.
personally,
I'm excited.
I think it's very cringy. Like, like I know one time, like me and Josephine's like, we should get the matching shirt. I love you. I know. I'll be like, no, I can't do
Let's
that.
get matching tattoos.
Do you want to?
Oh,
Do you
yeah.
want to? Do you want to take this one, or do you want me to
Hit
go
me with
first?
it.
or-
I'll take it, and I'll start it off with a question, just back at you, of what would you have rather him say? Because there is original dialogue that was going to be said.
Is
and
it worse
was,
than this one?
It was like
me?
I love as he's going in.
I
It's
mean-
like I love you, and he's like I love you too. And Harrison Ford said, "Why the fuck would he say that?"
He would not say it.
See, I agree with that. I don't know what Harrison Ford would say.
So
but-
they did other lines and things, but the one that stuck was just him being like, "I know," because he
It makes him seem
knows
like he's a douche.
the whole point of
But
that
then again,
movie.
he is a douche.
I
in
mean,
the very
his
beginning,
character is very douchey.
yeah,
Harrison
Yeah.
Ford.
he's a
is
space
douche.
pirate. He killed
Yeah.
Greedo right before they went on their thing. He was like, he blasted dudes. He's doing all this. He's a bad guy. He's scruffy. I'll say that.
I don't know.
Scruffy nerf.
Yeah, hey, you can't say that. Whoa.
I don't know why. It always just bothered me. The I love you, I know.
It's
I don't
because he's
know.
that kind of like, it's that little dig of like, I don't know, I'm a little stinker.
You-
That's really all it is.
Do I? I was like,
All it is like, I love you. He's like, I know. as he's like, "This might be the last time I ever see you," but like,
it's frozen in carbonite or whatever the hell it is.
he was so cool. And then it cuts back. He's like, ah.
And they have that moment again in 6. They bring it back.
Yeah,
that's why I dug it.
Yeah, basically,
where he goes, where she just goes, did you turn your hairdryer off? I know.
The in the very beginning, like he's like, oh well, I'm out of here. I saved the Empire. I want my money, and I'm out. That whole thing is that setup of like he knows that they have a flirtation going on, and that's the whole vibe.
And he wants her to admit it.
Yeah, and she's like, no, I don't care. You can go. I don't,
Yeah.
doing coke. I don't need you. Carrie Fisher.
Her little fingernail.
Yeah.
I'm honestly, I'm more so on Mooney's side with this one.
You think it's cringy as well?
I do think it's cringy, but I have a reason for why I think it's cringy. I think if nobody would have done anything with it, I feel like it's like, okay, that's within character. I 100% agree that it is something that he would say. To make it less cringy, I would have probably had neither of them say anything, and I would have probably just had like one of those like looking glances where they're just looking at each other, where she's looking like, at him like, I love you, and he's just kind of like holding strong. Like nobody says anything. It's just a look between the two characters. That's what I would have preferred. But at the same time, like I'm totally in the respect of like that's absolutely he would absolutely respond that way. Yeah. But I agree with Mooney where like now that you have the like shirts that's like I love you, I know, like that's so cringy. I got that for you because you like Star Wars. I don't like that shit. Can you imagine if every time you were like I love you and I was like yeah I know.
I just want to pay homage to the people that are like this is bullshit. They're looking at their wedding rings right now and it's like hers says I love you, his says I know engraved in the inside of it.
Oh yeah, there's probably and that's great, more power to you. You can like what you like. I'm just saying like I'm with her in the event that like it's on the same level as like
hold me like
sand sand is so coarse and it gets everywhere and I'm so in love with you.
And we could tie it back to George. That's how he shows emotions. Yeah. Maybe.
Oh God, I can't. Oh, jeez. That's how he got Carrie Fisher. So
I don't. Yeah, I still don't know, but I never looked it up.
Look that up.
Well, who's he with now?
I don't fucking know. I got her. She's gone.
It's a completely different type. Mm-hmm. Like he switched the game up.
I saw a picture of it.
All right, George. My man.
Hobson.
Oh, I thought it's a D. Sorry.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Get out of town.
Yeah.
She was the former
chairman.
She's the president and co-CEO of Ariel Investments and the former CEO of Starbucks.
Damn.
Hell yeah, George.
Yeah.
Get it. She looks hot. But anyway, I'm with Mooney on the cringe factor. I feel like if Disney once again hadn't gotten their little claws in there and sucked the life out of everything.
Marketing. How can we make more money out of you?
Well, no, I think like it would. Maybe it's cute for couples that like want to do it during Valentine's Day. The like I love you, I know thing. I just like I don't know. Like I don't want to represent my love to you as being like yeah I know, bitch.
So for me, I feel like there's just deeper context to it, and that's it. Like it is cringy, but it's like it's
absolutely within character. Sorry.
No, you're good. I'm just thinking like it is in character, but like it's just fuck. I forgot where my train of thought was.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. There's deeper context to it. That's all I can say is that he would say something like snarky back, like that's it, and that's all it is.
Joseph, what says you?
It just fits the character. I do think it's cringy when like couples do it because it's like you're not Han Solo. You're not like
that is another thing too. Yeah, like, that is a great point.
I like it for the character. Like he's not gonna say
it's
I
very
love
on
you too.
Character
yeah, that's what I like about
I
that
get
scene.
That.
Like the merge and like all that. I'm like, all right, like,
unnecessary.
That's not something you should probably ship, but if you want to, that's your thing.
That's your prerogative.
Yeah, that's your thing. But I think for that specific moment for that character, I do wish that they had that just without saying anything. Just a moment of just locked in. Probably wouldn't be looking at it. He'd probably be looking at Chewie anyways. And then he goes in, and that's it.
Like
just
looks at
he's just looking at Chewie like,
yeah. Leia, move.
You're in the way.
You're in the way. But yeah, I just think for that character, it fits it. My other question, though, Lando, where the hell is he wearing his clothes?
Oh,
Why is Lando wearing Han Solo's outfit at the end of this movie?
Yes.
Because he wants to be him.
Han Solo.
He wants to be
Leia.
him.
No, there's a perfectly good explanation.
Is it because he's far away from home and he ain't got no more clothes?
Yes, he fled his home. He left with the clothes that he had on, with his cape and his garb, and
he's just wearing a cape and a Speedo
and his pimp cane or whatever he had, whatever he brought with him, and the only thing that was there was just Han's clothes on the Millennium Falcon. But this is canon. I want everyone to know this. This is a true thing. Billy D. Williams said in an interview, and they're like, "Well, why is this? Why is he wearing that?" And he said, "Because they will love us." And I believe that to a T.
Oh my
god! Before he met Leia, he was like, "Hey, well, man, I mean, Lando's a pretty cool guy."
I want to know Harrison Ford's response to that.
He says, "I don't fucking care. Stop talking to me about it."
I
love that he hates it so much.
Yeah, this was my.
Does he like any role he does?
Yes.
Yeah, he does.
This was my rope back when we were getting off topic and not talking about episode 5. This was my loop back where I'm trying to remember what movie I stated it in. I was trying to think of all the movies that we've done with Harrison Ford in it. But there was one, it was Blade Runner, where I was just like, I don't know. I could have been like with or without Harrison Ford. I feel like to flip that, this is absolutely a role that Harrison Ford just embodies. Like I absolutely believe like that he is Han Solo. Same thing with Indiana Jones. If we ever do that, I absolutely believe that like he is Indiana Jones. I feel like to a point where like hopefully many years from now, when Harrison Ford does pass, hopefully once again many years from now, like they always give like these actors and actresses like whatever movie they're most known for, and they say something actor dies at insert age here. I feel like for Harrison Ford, his movies will be either Indiana Jones or Star Wars.
It'll be both.
It'll be a combination of both. Yeah,
it's gonna be The Fugitive.
Yeah, it'll be.
Oh my God, yeah.
He's got and honestly too, like
regarding Harry stuff.
Yeah, I was like, I like Harrison Ford a lot. Like I've seen The Fugitive. I've seen a lot of his movies. So, but I feel like this role in particular, as well as Indiana Jones when we get there, like those are his two roles for me that I'm just like, I absolutely love you in. Does he need to keep doing Indiana Jones? No, that ship's done. But I feel like for Star Wars, like,
it's coming.
There's more.
There's always gonna be more. But I mean,
one or two more.
But I feel like that, like this is one of those roles that I truly actually like. I enjoy watching him. I love his little I like his snarkiness, especially with Leia because she's kind of like a little bitch too about it. So I get
she fucking is.
She's all the Skywalkers are whiny bitch. Little all these Skywalkers are whiny like fight me. All these Skywalkers are whiny little bitches. They're all whiny little bitches.
At least Luke's got some gruff on him.
I mean,
growing up in the sand ghetto.
Super whiny.
They
Leia's
all got daddy
whiny. I was like Anakin's super whiny. They're all whiny.
But I was gonna pick up some power from Tashi Station. Sorry, it always comes back.
No, they are like so. I don't know. I'm not. I like Mark Hamill. I think he's incredibly talented, especially as like a voice actor. But like
incredible.
Anakin just like, or not Anakin. Sorry, Luke is just kind of bleh for me. Like he's kind of whatever. Like I care more about, like I said, like Obi-Wan. I would love to see. Oh my god, I mentioned it earlier. No, I mentioned it earlier.
Andor?
No.
Wait, what?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Go back. Go back a step.
Obi-Wan's partner. Why am I blanking right now?
Qui-Gon.
Yeah, I was like, I would love to see Qui-Gon. I like the Obi-Wan. They gave him a show, so like, I would love to see more about them. Like Skywalker, I feel like they just kind of like they milked it. We're done. They linked them back even in 9 to like fucking like she's a Skywalker now. And even Rey's like a whiny little bitch, so she fits in perfectly with the Skywalker.
That's the other thing
family.
too. Her being like, "We're not there yet. It doesn't matter. I won't get into it."
I know, but I'm just saying,
stop
like,
right there. I'll go on a
like
hour-long tangent.
How do these people love these characters so much if they're just whiny little like?
Yeah.
Just space commuters.
Well, to go back to your point, I've always been hit or miss with Luke.
Mm.
I do like him in this movie. I like his training with Yoda in Swamp Planet, named I don't know. Yeah, that.
Dagobah.
I do like. I think it's I know a lot of people love like when Yoda's like on his little back, and it's a little like it's an iconic scene, and I think it made me appreciate Luke a little bit more because I feel like he's trying. I mean, he grew up in a
He's learning.
Yeah,
he doesn't know
he
that
doesn't
has
know
these
much.
powers.
Yeah.
That's the only
or
time where
whatever.
he's bearable. Every other time he's just kind of.
So follow-up question to that. Does Leia not have the Force?
She does.
She does.
He does.
And it is
She
shown.
saw it in the new trilogy.
Yes, in the new one, but she doesn't show it.
Never once. Well,
Doesn't she, like-
Kinda
she
sense in
does.
six, yeah.
In at the end of 6,
Mhm.
she
Okay.
goes, "I kind of always knew."
Yeah.
I was like, "Then why the fuck did you kiss me?"
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah.
Like I have this weird connection to you, but I don't know what it is,
Mhm.
brother.
It's
It's weird.
Ugh.
But yeah, she is force
Force
capable.
Yeah, didn't you see
sensitive.
when the space blew up and like what was it? 8
She
or
Mary
9?
Poppins
She
herself,
just like
yeah.
moved her body.
Yeah.
She just pointed and then the Force took her there.
Don't you remember
They
when-
could have done it
Take
in a
me
way
there.
better way.
Oh, yeah.
Don't you remember
Yeah,
when
yeah,
I'm in the
Take me
theater
there.
and I was the only one going, this is dumb.
I was too. I literally was like, oh, dude, my eyes almost blew out of the back of my head just from rolling them so hard.
The like little like evil witch crackle that came out of Joseph.
I feel like it would I feel like it would have been different though had like somehow like Luke or whatever like was on the ship or like just for all intents and purposes and then he guided her body in there. I feel like that would have been acceptable. But not her.
Or if they
doing it
made it so
herself.
that it was like we're both reaching for each other.
Yeah, kinda
We're
thing.
connecting force wise, and that's how it
Yeah.
works. Instead of just being like, oh no, I could always just do this. I can breathe in space for a weird amount of time.
Yeah, they made
I didn't
her
explode.
so much
I didn't
cooler
implode.
than she was hyped up to be.
And later on, she's just like, oh, she just has a fucking lightsaber, and they're just like, oh yeah, Luke kind of taught me some shit.
Yeah.
When?
We're never gonna show that, even
Yeah,
though that
when?
would probably be way more interesting than the shit you've been showing this whole movie.
Yeah, when are they together? When would he do that? How would he teach her? Did he take her back to Tatooine?
He was just like, this green guy told me some shit.
He's like, hey, if
This
you
is
press
what
this
do.
button, it does this really cool thing.
They showed him like slightly training at the beginning of the last one of 9 with the terrible CGI faces on them, and they're like training in Endor, like running around and shit. And it's just like
wide angles.
wide angles. And you're just like,
I hate the CGI facing thing.
mhm.
Just
I
in
agree.
all movies.
I do too.
I'm not a
I
fan.
agree.
Sometimes it's done better than others, but like I just
It's still like
stop.
Something's
the time
off
is
every
done.
time.
Yeah.
I'm like,
The one time I've actually only somewhat like the CGI facing Fast and Furious for Paul Walker. That was the one and only time I've ever liked it. One and only time.
I could never like it.
One and only
You
time.
always
My shit.
no, never.
They're
It's
gone
not-
now.
One time they used this.
No.
Never been good.
they're gone now.
It's
They
never been
they
good.
should have just they let
It's
it
never
just
been
let it
good.
be.
Yeah.
He was going to be with his family. They didn't have to show
I mean,
anything.
didn't
just
he die mid filming?
they could have.
They could've showed him
But they
driving
could have
off.
just
They
shown
didn't
his
have to
car.
fucking
Yeah,
show
they
anything.
could have just shown
They
the car.
could've.
They could've
Anytime
just
they
shown
do
the car.
that shit, it pisses me off. 'Cause I'm
Well,
just
yeah,
like,
it
it's
makes
not
sense.
necessary.
It would have made sense too that like he would just want to be like he's gone through everything with like the FBI or whatever.
Now
CIA,
we're talking about.
and like
Alright,
he
we're
just
done with-
wants to be his family. Yeah, and he just wants to. I don't know.
That was the one time I've only liked it.
no,
Anyways,
but I
Back
agree.
to Star Wars.
Yeah, no, because they've done it terrible ways on that too. I totally agree.
But
with
like,
you.
how cute would that have been? Like, even if they did do a flashback scene where it's like Luke and Leia as like maybe a little bit younger or something, and you see it from far away, where he's like, no, he's like, concentrate, like use your stuff or whatever, and then like you would have just seen it from far away, and then like that would have been like, oh, okay, so maybe they had time
Yeah. And it
during
was
whatever they would have had time.
Way worse because she's using that like that shield
Yeah.
thing that he uses to cover her face, and then it opens and it's just her CGI young Leia, and you're just like, oh fucking
Well,
come
they could have
on,
used her
dude.
daughter.
Like,
Her
the
daughter's
daughter
in
was
them.
in them,
Yeah, it was like
but
her
they
daughter's
did
in
use
it.
her to do that for Rogue One.
Yeah.
Was it Rogue One?
yeah, because we got that and Tarkin. They brought Tarkin back
yeah,
for
Tarkin. Yeah. But that will go into when if we do or when we do episode 6. It was the Force Ghost thing with that him changing shit and like, oh, I'm gonna finagle it more. It's like you can't just erase the guy who was Darth Vader to put in Hayden Christensen when they show the Force Ghosts and they're all hanging out at the end. It's like Yoda, Hayden, and Obi-Wan.
old Obi-Wan.
And
Young
you
Hayden.
can't have old fucking Obi-Wan next to young ass Hayden Christensen because it's like
Because at that point, just go
Well,
back
they're
and just put
saying
Ewan
that
in. Just put,
his
yeah,
like, what are they saying, that his like spirit died that day or something? I
yeah,
think
that
is
the
what they
real
said.
Anakin basically
He
died
on
at
that
3. Yeah, and then by this point, he's just like,
I don't buy it.
I'm old.
It pisses me off.
No, yeah, because if you then put young Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
If you're gonna do that,
Yeah, put young.
go all the
Obi-Wan.
way through and just do that. Yoda,
No, I
but-
was a
And you
Jedi
were
the entire
attractive.
time.
Yeah.
Do you not find Ewan McGregor attractive?
100%. Especially
I
with
was
the beard.
asking you.
Look good.
Space Jesus.
Yeah, but you made it seem like you don't. Do you not?
I've actually never thought of it that way.
Ewan McGregor's a good-looking guy.
Oh, I love Ewan McGregor.
He's a good-looking guy, but I've never been like...
He seems like such a stand-up, nice man, too. Like, especially, like, in his interviews where he's like, yeah, every once in a while when I'm at Target,
he does the thing still.
So in the window, just for the fuck of it.
Automatic doors,
Oh, that's adorable.
Yeah.
Yeah, he seems so cute with, like, his kids and everything, too. Like,
I just never was just like, he's an attractive man.
Oh, yeah, he's hot daddy.
I never thought of it that way.
See, now you're going too far.
He's a dad.
You can say that.
Like, Pedro's not even a dad, but we call him hot daddy.
He's my cool slutty zaddy.
Not that he's not, but I'm
Hear
just
that
saying.
shit, Pedro?
He's
Thanks
not
for
even
watching.
a dad.
Good friend of the show, Pedro Pascal.
Named a chicken after you.
Yeah.
We did.
But yeah.
Episode 5.
Episode
Did
5.
we miss any points? Do we?
We missed probably 100.
Oh, we
a
probably.
lot.
I
we went on
honestly-
such a weird tangent into the other properties. Is there anything else that we wanted to talk about? Like, do any
I'm
other
trying to
points?
think of like the movie now. I'm trying to go back because I didn't have notes for this one. So.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's basically the Empire Striking Back, like Joseph said, and they're going around. Like, I'm not going to go into a whole nother tangent on it.
So what do we think about this movie? Well, the Empire Strike Back, and there we go.
Say lovey.
Done and done.
There we go.
It's just such a good movie because it adds to everything that I said in our initial episode, however many months ago.
Mm-hmm.
It adds on the story. It's world building. You're introduced to new characters. It takes the story in an interesting place, and it's not like a yippee, the good guys. Fucking,
Yeah.
It's a real life situation of like there are stakes to this.
Yeah.
And you guys did not win this one, and you got your hand chopped off, Luke.
Yeah, that's why I love that end shot.
Everybody
Where they're
always
just
loses
standing
their
looking
hands.
at the Millennium Falcon take off, and it's like, yeah, he lost his hand. Han's gone. Like, Vader's his father. Fuck. And then just credits. And you're like, oh, shit.
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck. Can't wait till 6.
Can't wait
Teddy
till
bears.
6. The
Yum,
Ewoks. Yum yum.
I mean, those motherfuckers are vicious.
Or were we rating this
Let's
one?
rate this bad
Yeah, I was
boy.
gonna say if we think of anything else on the way, but I will start because I am talking.
Please do.
I actually like episode 4 better than episode 5. Not by a lot, but like I've said, I am not like a die-hard I've never claimed to be like a super fan of Star Wars. Like, it's good for what it is. Obviously, I like certain characters. I think that it is probably one of the biggest properties that we will talk about on the show in regards to like just overall cultural impact, obviously with merchandising, especially with Disney taking it over and everything else after that. So for that, I feel like I have to rate it a little bit higher because of its influence on just everything. But in terms of like how I feel with 4 and then 1, 2, and 3 that we've talked about, I'm gonna give it a 3. It's kind of like, it's just like, I don't know. I feel like I always get like 4 and 5 kind of mishmashed for me, but I enjoy 4 more just because of the introduction and everything.
Yeah.
It's just my personal. I feel like I know you're probably surprised that it's like a low, but
It's lower than I thought it would be. I thought it would be at least like a
okay,
4.
3.5. I'll give it a 3.5 because of cultural impact. Only.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Don't apologize to them. They don't care.
I don't want people coming for me later. being
I
like,
want
"You
them to come
hate
for
Star
us.
Wars.
I
I'm like, "Oh,
read.
no.
Say anything.
Hate
I
Star
dare
Wars."
you. Say anything in the comments.
It's
I
fine.
fucking dare all of you.
Do it. I don't
Yeah, all 30 of you put one thing in the comments.
Oh,
I don't fucking care.
You can hate every movie that I've given anything. I don't care.
Say something.
It is what it is.
Otherwise, no one cares.
It is what it is. The Ewoks get out. No.
The Ewoks get 5. Just the Ewoks, the movie itself. No, the Ewoks.
Oh. So we don't get any comments because everyone's just like, no, yeah, I agree with everything you're saying.
We have nothing else to say.
No,
Like,
this is perfect. I
covered everything. We're
yeah,
good.
UPN's the shit. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah.
Do you want me to say it? I'll be like, oh, Darth Vader's the worst character ever written.
Yeah.
Come for me,
He's
man.
a dumb character.
He's the worst.
Yeah, Yoda sucks.
I mean,
Fuck Yoda. What does he know?
He doesn't know shit.
Yoda sucks.
You know,
At
jack
the
about
very
the
end of
Force.
everything, they're just books.
They're just, I have
He's just,
kids.
he's just
Oh,
the Charles
shit.
Manson.
We could have
of this
avoided
whole-
all of this.
Oh my god. Anyway, Mooney, please hit us with some ratings on this.
I'm very conflicted. I'm very conflicted because of the way that I want. If I were to think of Star Wars in like the grand scheme of every single movie that's come out, I know which one's my favorite.
Yeah. episode 9, of course.
Of course. But
I mean,
I'm very conflicted because I don't want to give this one the rating that I want to give it, but I do enjoy this movie, but I don't know if I would rate it the same way I would rate other movies. 3.75.
Yeah.
3.88.
3.99.
No, couldn't just give it a 4 at that point?
No, because I know which one I want to give a 4 to, and
it's gonna be Return.
3.75. I like it more than Revenge of the Sith.
Mm-hmm.
Not as much as my favorite Star Wars movie. This one's definitely top 3. So I'm gonna go stick with it.
But it's like the lower end of the 3, or is it right in the middle of the 3?
Yeah, the 2 or the 3?
I think it's 2. It's 2. It's 2.
Okay.
It's
that
2.
Makes sense then.
So I know which one I would give the other one to. But yeah, 3.75.
So, yeah.
Without saying much, but yeah, 3.75.
Beautiful.
She's only given a 5 to Rogue One, guys.
Yeah.
5.
Thank you.
And nothing else.
No, it's one of the best sequels ever. I love it. I love this movie. I like that the bad guys win at the end. Just that feeling of doom at the end where you're just like, damn.
Yeah.
And it immediately wants you to make you watch the 6th one, which obviously, yeah. But yeah, I love this one. I love the reveal. I love the training scene, Hoth, the whole battle. The battle of Hoth was great. The AT-ATs, like, I love this film. So yeah, 5.
Everything that they were able to do in this movie, like practical effects. The only thing that I would say that I don't agree with what you said was the training, not the training scene, but when he goes in that cave.
Oh yeah, the cave
and he has that like it's like what is how it's. Yeah. They make fun of it in a lot of things, but I agree that it does slow down the movie, and the pacing is a little weird at that point.
Out of nowhere, it's like go in this cave, face Vader that has your face,
but it's your face, and it's like what? But it's not translated well, or they never do anything like that later on until way later in the in the saga. For me, I do give this movie a 5. Again, the reveals, the practical effects, everything that's happened, the nostalgia factors that go along with this movie, I give it a 5.
Did you know that this is the only 5 you've ever given?
First 5 I've ever given.
I feel like this one I might, like, I feel like maybe I'm just having, like, Star Wars burnout at this point. But I feel like this is one of those ones where I may go back later and just be like, maybe I'll give it, like, a higher rating. But at this point, I think just of where I'm at, and we've watched so many Star Wars movies over the last weeks that I'm just kind of like,
I give it a standalone as I'm watching it, and the way that I watched it, I can't unwatch it the way that I watched it.
Yeah, I feel like it's very nostalgic for you.
However I want to show this to people in the future, that's up to me. I can do whatever I want. There's no good right or wrong way to watch this, but the way that I watched it, it hit.
9's definitely given a 5 though.
It's getting a 10 out of 5 for me.
It's gonna be a 12 for me, dog. They hate us. The porgs all the way.
Blue milk, green milk at that point. Yeah.
Gross.
Well, thanks for hanging with us through this review, the saga, kicking it with us old school through May. Let us know how you feel about this movie or Star Wars in general, or don't. I don't fucking care. Trying to rile them up. To get them in. You know, like, hey, you watch us. We know you're watching. Say
We're
something.
Listening.
We will shout you out regardless of good or bad comment. Join us next time.
Yep. May the Force be with you.
May the Force be with you. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thanks for listening. Until next time, the podcast, a show so sublime. Marissa, Mooney, Joseph, and Ryan signing off with glee. Join us next episode for more sequel revelry.